Hey dolls, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be reviewing for you the new Juvia'S Zulu palette. Now this is the packaging of the Zulu palette, and as always Juvia'S palette, they do have their logo with the tree queen on the front of the packaging and marks the Zulu palette. At the back of the packaging now it just have the ingredients, and this is a cruelty free product, which is absolutely amazing. So I definitely give this one a thumb up. So as always, the box is pretty sleek and pretty. And when you move on to the actual eyeshadow now the back of the eyeshadow is plain white, and of course it have this cardboard feeling, but the feeling is super like glossy. I mean, it looks super glossy, so it's definitely wipeable, so I do appreciate that. And as always with the Juvia'S palette, now when you open the palette, you will definitely have a nice queen on top of the palette, and then you have all 9 shades. Now these are super pretty. Let me just get that out. The pans are pretty decent size, so even though the palette may have just 9 shades, you get good amount of product, because how often do we literally use off a pan of eyeshadow? No. And you get such a decent size with this. And the price though, the price, I think I paid like $17.50. If I'm incorrect, I'll definitely leave the correct figure down below. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and yeah, all 9 shades. Now in this palette it does have 3 shimmers and 6 matte shadows, and the shadows are absolutely beautiful. Definitely not an everyday wear shadow, but definitely if you are into colors, if you love playing with colors, if you love do drama, definitely this palette will give you just that. So I will be swatching this for you and just showing you the pigmentation of this palette. I did went ahead and use this palette to create this makeup look, so if you have not yet seen this look, please go ahead and check the first link down in my description box below. So let's just go ahead and swatch these shadows. So the first shadow that we're going to swatch is this orange shadow right here. So it is just this rosy orange shade, and yeah, let me just give you a swatch to show you what this looks like. I only use this palette like literally one time. So on my finger, this is what the shadow looks like, and this is the swatch. So it does pick up a bit chalky on my finger, but I promise with a brush it will picked up definitely smoothly. So it does pick up a bit chalky on my arm. So yeah, that is the orange. Now I'm going into this bright yellow shade right here in the middle, and let me give you a swatch of what this looks like. I am doing these shadow no justice. Like, I am doing it no justice, but this is what this bright yellow looks like. As you can see, it does have a good amount of pigment. Picked up chalky on my fingers, but definitely, as I said, I used this today and it was super buttery and creamy. Now the third shadow is this brown shadow right here, and it does have a bit of red undertone to this shadow. And let me just give you a swatch of what this looks like. I mean, this is closest to my skin tone, but definitely, so it's very close to my skin tone, but as you can see, it is super brown with that red undertone. So I definitely love shadows with a red undertone to it. Now I'm going on to this green shadow right here, and this almost looks like a emerald or a teal green. And this is what this green shadow looks like. So that is the green right there. And now I'll be swatching this green shimmery shadow right in the middle right here. It's just a green shimmer shadow. And that's what the shimmer looks like. So as you can see, the shimmers are more pigmented than the matte shadows. That's what I get from the shadow. Now I'm going to pick up this aqua blue shade right here. Aqua blue, aqua green type of shade. Yeah, I'm not very good at color, so forgive me if I am. I'm just removing the excess on my fingers with wipes. So I'm just wiping this off. Forgive me if I'm not too good with shadows, but yeah, that's what it looks like. So now I am going to swatch this shadow, and this one is like a mauve with like reflex of gold in it. It's like this duochrome shadow, so I would say mauve with gold. Yeah, so it's like a duochrome shadow. And as you can see, this one is super buttery and pigmented, so definitely give this one a thumb up. Now this shadow right here is just this bright hot pink, and I'll be swatching it. Yes, it looks red on camera, but I promise this is definitely a hot pink shadow. And this is what this looks like. So let me just put it here. So super pigmented and buttery. I do love that one. And this is just a purple shadow right here, very deep purple, I would say. Forgive me if I am not saying these shadows right, but I would say this is a very deep purple. I use it mainly on the outer V of my eyes with this tutorial. So now this is what this purple looks like. And that is the purple right there. So definitely all 9 shades. As you can see, there are much pigment to the shadows. Some of them picked up very chalky on my hand, but I promise with a brush you'll definitely get the pigmentation and the color payoff that you are looking for in a palette. So if it is that you're interested in a colored palette, and yeah, this would be definitely the one. I love it. I super love it. I think my money is well spent when I receive this palette, because the pans are super big. I mean, they're just big and nice, and yeah, the shadows are very pigmented. So definitely give this palette a thumb up. And these are the swatches, guys. I mean, the swatches is no joke. Even though they picked up chalky on my hand, as you can see the swatches very clearly and see the pigmentation on each and every one of these. So yeah, this is my mini review on the palette. My thoughts, it's a definitely thumb up for me. I really love this palette, and I am just so interested in creating more looks for you guys using this palette. Now if you do enjoy this review, don't forget to give this one a thumb up, and of course comment down below, leave your thoughts on this palette, if it is that you'll get it or not, and of course subscribe to my channel. That way you'll not miss any more of my uploads.